Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? You guys doing good too? I'm doing good too. Let's get on today's video session. Here we go. Yeah, how'd you like my rock around music as always? Welcome to my video session once again. So we are going to continue Panasonic Q Games Console as we always do. By far from Nintendo NES up to Sony PS4, Panasonic Q is one of the best games consoles we have ever seen in terms of design, color, front, back, LCD display. There's so many features, right? Making this machine one of the best in its kind. You will never find any system with an LCD display, the blue LCD display we're talking about, which gives you information on the display. If we look at every single games console that produced, there's never been an LCD display on it. No chance. Another thing that you won't find in any other games console was the DVD buttons on there. Because you know, on the Panasonic Q, below the LCD display, there are DVD buttons on there. Not only that, you got buttons on the left and the right on the Panasonic Q, which is its unique feature packed, which you won't see in any games console. Okay, the Panasonic Q, right? In my opinion, right? You know when Nintendo thought about the whole idea? You see, Nintendo GameCube was released back in September 2001. Now, when Nintendo saw his own games console, which he made a big mistake in, he was just playing games. And the Panasonic Q Games Console was released in December 2001. In the same year, but 3 months later, which was of course, manufactured by Panasonic. The games and a DVD console. It had all these kind of facilities. It wasn't just a DVD in there, because a lot of people don't explain it properly. Let's get this right. Once again, Let's just repeat this, which I've already done this many times before. Panasonic Q, first of all, was a Nintendo GameCube. The second part of the multimedia features were DVD, VCD, audio CDs, CDR, CDRW, copy discs, and MP3 discs. It does all that, A lot of the games console made from Sony and Microsoft didn't do all that. The only thing they did was gaming and DVDs. Nothing else. What part were they missing? VCDs, CDR, CDRW, and MP3s. Yeah, they did audio CDs as well. But not CDR, CDRWs, and MP3s, and of course, no VCDs. They didn't do any of that. Let's repeat this again. Sony PS2 and Microsoft Xbox did gaming, DVDs, and audio CDs, but did not play any of these. VCDs, CDR, CDRW, and MP3s didn't do all that. But the Panasonic Q did an extra three, which was VCDs, CDR, CDRW, and MP3s. The Panasonic Q is a far more advanced in terms of multimedia playback as well. It was a gorgeous looking machine with blue LCD display, DVD player buttons on the left, right, faceplate, which you could see anything you put in front of it in the mirror of it. 4 control ports with blue LED lights to record, and a lot of ports at the back. It was absolutely incredible gaming PC of hardware. Now let's go further. In the present systems we have from Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. So what's happening with this generation, the systems we got right now? That is Nintendo Switch, Sony PS4, and Microsoft Xbox One. If we look at Sony PS4 and Microsoft Xbox One, they both released back from November 2013. Okay? If you look at the sales of these machines, yes, Sony PS4 has the most majority sales, but really, is the sales that good? But the Microsoft Xbox One sales are just terrible. Right? Since it was released from November 2013 till 2020, we know how much sales they achieved. Around about Microsoft Xbox One is about 48 million. What? 48 million? Since November 2013 with Microsoft Xbox One. Absolute terrible sales. And roughly Sony PS4 has like 108 million sales. I don't find that number very appealing. Not considering when we look at Nintendo Switch sales. Now, Nintendo Switch was released in March 2017. Didn't it? That is, we can say roughly released after 4 years when we look at Sony PS1 and Microsoft Xbox One. If you look at the time frame of what Nintendo Switch is doing from 2017 to 2020, it's a very incredible sales it's picked up. It has near enough 70 million sales, man. 70 million. I think from around about, I think it was 31st September 2020, is 68.3 million sales. Yeah. It's achieved that much already. But we don't know anything about October and November. But I heard alone November it had really powerful sales. Alone in November. It's continuing to sell even faster than the Sony PS4. Each month of this year, man. We're talking about from March to November 2020. The sales are really, really fast. Very fast indeed. If you look at that time frame 2017 to 2020, Nintendo Switch has outsold Sony PS4 and Microsoft Xbox One. No joke. It's beyond their level. This system is selling really fast. We know it's a hybrid system. A handheld mode, a TV mode, and also a tabletop mode as well. This thing is, I think it's something to do with that. Because there's 3 types of people can enjoy the gaming on Nintendo Switch. Whether Sony PS4 and Microsoft Xbox One is on television. This is really incredible, isn't it? The momentum is going to continue. It doesn't matter if Sony goes and releases a PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X. It's not going to make any difference. It's always going to remain the same. Because it's still on television, isn't it? It's going to make no difference. Nintendo has taken every single game. He's taking games like Doom Eternal, Horizon 4 Ultimate, Sarachana. We've seen all that. Now they're going to take Dead or Alive 6, Street Fighter 5. See, we got Yakuza Like a Dragon on there. What I've been seeing is taking all the games that Sony PS4 and Microsoft Xbox One has in their lineup of games. They're in serious trouble. If it goes and takes every single game, they're flipping finished. They're totally finished. What they're gonna do with the latest, which is like Sony PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X, what will that do to stop Nintendo Switch? What's gonna happen? I can see another point here. when the Sony PS4 goes off the market, it's gonna achieve so much amount of million sales what it's got. That will stop. Yeah. But you gotta see the point here. Nintendo's system is not gonna go away this year. No. Sony's gonna be really scared of this. Because when his machine goes, he goes and releases the PS5. Nintendo will really. It's been said, what I've heard from the news, it'll stay till September 2021. No chance. He's already achieving 70 millions of sales. You know what? It won't be long enough when it will surpass the Sony PS4 sales. If I'm not wrong, it might be the number one position, which is a list of lineup of games consoles. Because it's selling too fast already. You gotta think that. The sales I just told you, 68.3 million sales, is from 31st September. October, November, December. These 3 months is gonna pick up many million sales, man. I'm not even joking to you. The sales are going really high. Rocky high. My prediction is gonna be over 70 million. Who knows how much it's gonna be? Will he able to achieve between 70 to 80 million to this year? We have to find out if Nintendo Switch can go that far. I'm just thinking if we can go over even 80 million. Oh my gosh. If he starts going above 80 million, that's it. It's gonna kick off. I fully believe Nintendo's system will whiplash Sony PS4 because that's gonna stop selling on the market anyway. It'll be gone on the market. And it's gonna put Sony PS5. I'm not joking. Sony PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X is never ever gonna beat the Nintendo system. No way. It's never ever gonna be able to do that. Already, people were disappointed on the Sony PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X events. They were terrible. They were absolutely terrible. The games aren't that good on them. I can see it's going towards Google Stadia, Nvidia, and Nintendo. Nintendo probably will finish off Sony and Microsoft. I'll tell you that straight. It's doing it right now. Why wouldn't it do it for the further 2 consoles that Sony and Microsoft are releasing? The only thing it needs to stand against is Google Stadia and Nvidia. If upcoming future Google Stadia can stand, fine. If not, it's going to be Nvidia and Nintendo. It's hard to say that even Nvidia can stand against Nintendo, really. Because Nintendo is the best game developer in the world. Yeah, Nvidia has the most powerful GPUs. Can that really do anything? If people are looking for very powerful technologies, yes. But if it goes the other way, when we look at handheld, tabletop, TV modes, it's gonna be really advanced when it comes into hyper technology like that. If that carries on, Nintendo is surely will win the whole damn competition and it will be the number one system on the market. Let me tell you something else. Few years ago, right, Fujitsu released a device. called the Fujitsu Stylistic Q704 tablet. This was a super stylish laptop PC, and it had an Intel i5 core, Intel HD 4400, 4 GB RAM. This system also can be a handheld mode, but you think it's a tablet. This Fujitsu Stylistic Q704 is a Windows 10 PC, by the way. If you use an iPega 9023 game controller, you're in good hands. What does this thing do? If you look at it properly in the middle, you can put your Fujitsu Windows 10 tablet in there. And then you got a handheld mode in it. Look at that. It's got all the buttons. Look at that. It will turn into a handheld mode. But this is a Windows 10 PC. Can you see that? Nintendo Switch is not Windows 10, is it? For that, Fujitsu one is Windows 10. I already own a i3 core Intel HD 4400 4GB RAM desktop PC. That literally runs nearly all the PC games with some settings. Because the Intel HD 4400 is pretty good. It's really, really good. It's good for PC emulation and PC games. Most majority PC emulation runs on 1080p HD on it. And with a lot of settings, a lot of PC games run on it. But what sets the Fujitsu and my desktop PC is that the Fujitsu Windows 10 tablet has an i5 core. With the i5 core, obviously, it's a faster CPU than i3 core. It will give you very high performance for work and gaming. Alright? It will actually do that. It's got me a really, really impressive system. If you don't believe me, try to buy a Fujitsu Stylistic Q704 tablet, which is a Windows 10 PC. It's really an incredible piece of hardware, man. It can be a handheld, tabletop. It's even got a stand at the back to make it stand. Tabletop and TV modes, just like Nintendo Switch. But here, you get a Windows 10 64-bit. When you're going to buy the system, it's going to be a Windows 8 64-bit. Alright? But you can turn this thing into a Windows 10 64-bit and put the drivers in as well. This thing has it all. Is this a far more advanced thing than Nintendo Switch? Because this thing can be connected to a monitor and used like a desktop PC, or you can connect it to a television and use like a games console. Yeah, this thing's really impressive. You can do gaming on that thing at 1080p HD. Probably not recommended, but you can do it. And it can play videos in 4K. The Fujitsu. That's how we're talking about here. It's a really piece of hardware. In my opinion, Fujitsu, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, the Fujitsu one is one of the best, in my opinion. But if you look at the terms of games console, then it definitely will be the Nintendo one. It definitely will be the Nintendo one, 100%. But if we look at the whole thing, what we're looking at, then the Fujitsu one is a clear winner. You can't touch that thing, man. Games console, definitely Nintendo is a winner. And if we go back to the Panasonic Q, I think Nintendo did a great deal with Panasonic, where joining Panasonic as a manufacturer, Panasonic made one of the finest games console in world history, with to look the most attractive, the LCD display and all the features packed, and DVD multimedia. It has it all, man. Nobody can touch Panasonic and Nintendo when it comes to Panasonic Q Games Console, man. It's one of the greatest console I have ever seen in my life. So yeah, I hope you guys like my video today. Give your likes, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye from now.